We seem to be live. I think we are live. We are live and we are public. Hello, everybody. Losing my voice a little bit. And Sullivan here. Today is October 30th. So, day before Halloween. And I do love me some Halloween. You might notice that I'm not home. I'm not in the undisclosed location today. Well, it's absolutely true. I'm not. I am somewhere very different. But it's like a home to me. I'm in the library, specifically the main branch of the Lafayette Library. And I'm in one of the quiet study rooms, which is something that the people in the room next to me don't quite understand. I think they're playing video games. But that's neither here nor there, is it? So I'm doing this live vlog. Figured I'd talk to you guys a little bit and see if anything cool comes out of it. Oh wait, I was going to do an Instagram thing, let people know I'm here. My phone. Hey look, Stone Sky cover. Yep. So let's get this going and we'll go from there. See if anything comes of this. Oh, I gotta do one or the other here. Talk to you guys or do this. Oh, grandma. Somebody's grandma, I think. Anyway, not what I'm here for. Let's take a picture of me. You ready? Let's take a picture of me. That's a good one, right? Yeah, sorry about the lighting. I can't really do anything about it because I'm in the library. So this is the best lighting I got. And I am going to let people know that I'm here, see if anybody joins in. Hey guys, doing a hashtag live. Hashtag vlog. From the hashtag library. Right now. Exclamation point. Come to my YouTube channel to check it out. Hashtag writer, hashtag writers of Instagram, hashtag author, hashtag authors of Instagram. Yeah, you guys who follow my Instagram page know I'm a big fan of the hashtag. Oh, I forgot to hashtag YouTube. Can't do that. There we go. Wow, 24 million posts with the hashtag YouTube. I guess YouTube's popular. Who knew? Authors of Instagram, only 600,000 on that one. So, hashtag book, hashtag books, plural. Hashtag independent. Yeah, I think 45 hashtags is plenty, don't you? Anywho, gonna send that one out there in a second. Oh, just need to make sure that Okay. And here we go. Let's see if this catches anybody's eye. So, anyway, I'm here today doing some work and some research. People think that fiction writers just make stuff up, but we really don't. We actually do work. We study, we do research, we do all that kind of stuff. If you happen to see the live stream I did with Colin McRae a couple weeks back on my birthday, we talked about that a little bit, how people seem to think that what writers do is some kind of voodoo or magic, and that we just come up with stuff out of our heads after sitting staring at a wall for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 2, 3 years. But when we're staring at a wall, we're actually working. As weird as that sounds, we're working very hard. We're thinking very hard. We're formulating ideas. We're mentally editing things. We're doing all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, we work our butts off. And part of the work we do, even fiction writers, all fiction writers, right up to the big boys like Stephen King and James Patterson and guys like that, we all do research. And right now, I'm doing research for Stone Sky. So, what might one have to research for Downton Abbey with monsters? Well, Downton Abbey and monsters. I'm not an expert on either one of those things. I'm not an expert on the 1920s, and I'm not an expert on mythological creatures or monsters of any kind. Oh, speaking of which, I watched the rest of season 2 of Stranger Things last night. Speaking of monsters, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch that. If you like my stuff, if you like horror, if you like incredible storytelling, and you haven't somehow seen Stranger Things, you need to watch it. It is beyond worth it. It is brilliant. Brilliant storytelling, great characters, great characterization. It's incredible. And perfectly cast across the board. And there are things I would have done different, but I'm not the Duffer Brothers, so I'm not going to fault them for stylistic choices they made that I wouldn't have, and vice versa. And so it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. And, you know, I want to be the Duffer Brothers when I grow up, even though I think I might be older than the Duffer Brothers. So anyway, getting back to the point, I am doing research. So the first book I picked up today, I have 4 books, a selection of 4 books here that I've been using in my research today. And just today, some books I go back to repeatedly because they're great reference material, but some books I just need 1 or 2 bits of information or a general mood out of, that sort of thing. So this one right here, In Search of the World Before the Great War, 1913. Big old title. World history. It's under in the Dewey Decimal System. It's a great resource for understanding what the world was like in the period right before Stone Sky takes place. So it can kind of give me an idea of the world that these people came from before their world changed forever. And that's really, really valuable to me as an author. It allows me to add more depth to the characters if I know who they used to be versus just who they are. I think somebody's bowling in here. Awfully loud. But anywho, so that's book 1, 1913. I'm currently trying to find a 1920 world atlas so that I can get country information and what people in Britain would have called the different countries in the world, especially like places that were colonies, places that had been colonies. It's kind of a transitional period between the wars. So I'm working on that. That's a pain in my butt, because even a main branch library like the one I'm in right now, it's not something they keep on hand. So if anybody out there who watches this happens to know where you can find that, let me know. And I realized just now that I forgot to check this thread to see if this is actually live. So I'm going to do that right now before I continue. Go to the YouTubes on the phone, because I only have one laptop with me. By the way, I'm doing this from my Chromebook, my little tiny laptop that I use for my fiction writing, because it's easier to travel with than my big gaming laptop. So there's that. Let's go to my channel and see what's up with my channel. I'm not listed as having anything live. So, oh hey, I do. I have a live remote going right now. Something went wrong. Crap. Really, really hope this is actually live. If it isn't, I'm going to kick myself really hard, right in the face. I will figure out how to do it. I'm not that flexible, but I'll figure out how to do it. So I'm going to have to go in and put this in. Going to have to put this in manually here. Riveting video, isn't it? Watching me type on my phone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the guys in the study room next to me are playing like World of Warcraft or something. I mean, which is their right, but you could be a little quieter about it. Normally, I would say what I'm doing out loud, but it doesn't seem like a good plan to me. I'm gonna go to the live control room and see what happens when I do that. I hope I didn't just completely screw up the video. Okay, so I'm gonna keep typing here and see what comes up. Oh, hey, look at that. I've got my live broadcast up on my phone now, too. So, wow, I look awful. Oh, hey, look at that. Yeah, now I'm hearing me. So let's stop that before the world implodes. Okie dokie. So I am actually officially live. Somebody commented. Wow. That post got an awful lot of likes for a remarkably low number of viewers at the moment. Wonder what's up with that. Hey, okay. So I've got, oh, I should get back to talking about the books now that I confirmed that. Let me redo this. Okie dokie. Gotta shave my head again. I don't like having hair. Anywho, so 1913. A lot of good information about the world before World War I, which is what I wanted for backstory. It's important to me to have that. So there's that. The next one, I'm saving a special one for last. It's one of my favorite books ever. But the next one is this right here, The Book of Fabulous Beasts by Joseph Nigg. That's his actual name. I'm not being dumb. That's his name. And this book, I saw this book when I was here 2 days ago. This book has one of the coolest letter designations in the library catalog system ever. Come on, come into focus. It's trying to focus on my face. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says, there it is, boo. It's kind of appropriate considering it's the day before Halloween that I have a book that says boo. But this one it has all sorts of sources for mythical creatures in it. Like, let's see if I can find one. Herodotus's writing on mythological creatures. It's got Lucan, the Exeter book, which is in Old English. Theobaldus, it's a new one on me. Isidore of Seville, not Isidore Duncan, Isidore of Seville. Pope Gregory I, which is 540 to 604 AD or CE. They've got St. Columba in here. We've got Beowulf. Beowulf's like halfway through the book, so Leonardo da Vinci is in here. Like all these people who wrote bestiaries and such, or wrote down local stories about mythical creatures or spirit creatures, weird things like that, or misappropriation. That's not right. Misidentification of a creature. It's got all that kind of information in it too. So lots of cool stuff in here. Very cool. And I've been hitting this book a lot today. The next one, just because I thought it would be interesting, this may be something for Stone Sky or not, but Montague Summers, The Werewolf in Lore and Legend. This one has all sorts of interesting names for werewolves. It's got French, which my French is awful. Comte de la Fère Montremet, Ne ou oublié Bisclauret. Yeah, it's got poems in French in it. I am very, very bad at French. Ask Maggie Shipley how my French is. My French makes my Greek look good. And I don't speak Greek. But this actually ties into something that here in Louisiana they have, the rougarou, which is a really neat mythological creature, kind of like a Bigfoot / boogeyman type thing. It's really pretty cool. I'm a big fan of that. So that one's going to get a read today, or at least a skim, maybe a read another day. It's because I don't know if I'm going to be using any information from there. But this is the one I've been keeping to myself. I actually own a copy of this, and I've owned multiple copies of this book. Excuse me, sorry about that. And it's one of the first things that led me to the idea of doing a book set in kind of a modern mythology. Fairy and folktales, or Irish fairy and folktales. It's actually been called Fairy and Folktales of Ireland too. There's a few different versions of it, but edited by William Butler Yeats. And this has all sorts of stories and descriptions of Irish fairies and folk creatures, and like the land of Tuath de Danann. I know I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, or Tuath de Danann, and all sorts of like that kind of stuff. Like, it's pretty in depth, and it goes into explanations of all these different creatures and their backstories and all that stuff. It's really good information. Oh, Tir na Nog. Tir na Og. Yeah, that's like it's basically where the elves go at the end of Lord of the Rings. I can't come up with a better description of it than that, but it's classic in British and Irish folklore. I believe that the Tuath de Danann are the people who live there. It's been a while since I actually read the book in depth, but it's a really, really cool story. In this book, if you want to write like mythic stuff, you should own or read a copy of this book. I've probably owned 3 copies of this right now. And once again, Maggie Shipley actually has my copy of this book right now, which is fine with me because we share books. You should share books, is the point I was trying to make. And you should return books if you borrow them, because then you're not sharing, you're stealing. But anyway, none of that has anything to do with Maggie, by the way. She can borrow that book and any other book I have as long as she needs it or wants it, because she's good for it. But sharing books is sharing information, and I want to do a video about the library, but today I'm taking the time to actually work in the library and do this video, so I'm not going to be doing like my normal what if video from the library today. I'm doing this video from the library today. And I'm trying to figure out how long I have been online, because I didn't set a timer and I have no idea. So that's interesting. Did I really start this at 1:15? I suppose I could have. I don't know how long I've been online. Google Hangouts, which is what I'm doing this through, doesn't have a timer in it. It's very strange to me. But I just love being in the library. I think my first job, my first actual like legal employment was in a library. I was a page in a library, and it was awesome. I loved working in the library. I loved being in libraries. Like, these are one of the most egalitarian places in America. It doesn't matter who you are. You can go to the library, and all the information is free. As far as I know. I don't know if they do like special programs that you have to pay something for, but as far as I know, it's all taxpayer funded and donation funded. And you can walk in, pick up any book you want, and start learning. And that is everything. Knowledge is power. And from where I'm sitting right now, I'm looking at about 500 years of knowledge just in these like 3 or 4 shelves I can see out the window here. And then a little ways down that way from where I'm sitting, there's a genealogy room. It's all like census records and stuff like that. And you do have to get special permission to go in there, because I think it's temperature controlled. It's controlled access to protect the documents. but you can get access to that room. You can go in there. If you happen to be a local to this area or have family from this area, you can find out about them, look them up, find out about you, where you came from. That's, like I said, knowledge is power, and that's knowledge. This whole place is nothing but knowledge, except for the guys playing video games. They are not knowledge nor power. Well, they might be power, but nothing wrong with playing video games. I play video games myself, so I'm just kind of picking on them because I can hear them through the wall. But yeah, photography, beauty and fashion, antiques and collectibles, architecture, art design, and biography and autobiography. That's just like the shelf headings that I can see through the door here. And the library is awesome. I think everybody should have a library card. I think everybody should frequent libraries and support libraries. Libraries kept our civilization alive during some of our more trying times as a race, and by race I mean human race. When books were being burned, when people were trying to survive, there were still groups of people who kept libraries open. A lot of them in monasteries, actually, where they would trade books between monasteries and make copies of them so that they existed in more than one place, and often in more than one language. It would translate them from Greek to Latin, or from, Greek and Latin to German or English, or whatever language they happened to need that book in. And they kept a lot of ancient knowledge alive. And there's the classic story of the Library of Alexandria that they don't even know how much information was in there. They have no idea what we lost when that library burned. And those things, those monastic libraries, and in some cases private libraries, and when America came around, publicly funded libraries. I have a bug flying around me now. Like, the Library of Congress. I have a book in the Library of Congress. The Library of Congress, I think, keeps track, has a physical or electronic copy of every book in English. I may be confusing that with the British Library, because I know I have a book in the British Library. That shocked me. That shocked me a lot. Then I found out that every other writer who publishes a book in English has a book in the British Library in one form or another. But these places are everything they could be if you know how to use them. If you go in there and you learn, if you have a problem to solve, generally the library is a good place to go to start finding some answers. The problem could be, I don't know how to do pottery. Well, I'm sure that this art and design section has books on pottery. It could be, I'm in legal trouble, or I think I might be. Well, there's law books here too. So, I think everybody should support libraries. I think everybody should go to libraries. Libraries are important. And I'm pontificating about libraries now because I'm a massive nerd and I don't care. I don't care one bit. I like the library. Library is a home away from home for me. Also, I've never felt unwelcome in a library. Has anybody else ever noticed that? I mean, I know you got to kind of keep your voice down and stuff, but librarians just seem happy that you came to visit. So, there's nothing wrong with going to the library. Everybody should go to the library. Pick up a book and start reading. No one should ever leave a library not having learned something. Hence, me today, I learned that I can do a remote live stream from a library. And I'm planning on doing more of that at some point. I mean, I may do this every day. I get bored. I mean, as of my view counters, nobody's watching, but I don't care. I'm still talking to you folks. You'll see it sooner or later. But it is October 30th. Just so everybody out there knows, this is live as of October 30th. So it's a security guard. But it's pretty cool. I like being able to do this. I like being able to come to the library and, I reserve this room for free. I've got a whiteboard. I can actually turn the camera and show you. You know what? I haven't written on a whiteboard in years. Let's write on the whiteboard. What should I write? I'm a lefty. Hi, YouTube. Oh, wait, I forgot to draw my ubiquitous ghost. Ooh. Spooky ghost. Spooky Halloween. Okay. Sometimes we get bored and sometimes we have fun. I could just sit here and do this all day. I know that would be boring as hell to watch, but I could do this all day. I hope you guys enjoy it when you see this. It's pretty fun to do this, just sit here and talk to you guys. But yeah, check out your local library. I know you've got them. And for my fans in Buffalo, the downtown Buffalo library is awesome. At least it used to be. It was I would relish, because I grew up south of the city. I couldn't just go to the downtown library, especially when I was a kid. But on the occasions that I could get down there, that, my mom had to go down there or something like that, or when I got a little bit older and I went into the city by myself or with friends, I loved going into the library. I just remember, I think the third floor or the second floor, it's been a long time since I was in there. They just had rows of microfilm machines, microfilm readers, and every newspaper you could think of was on there, going back 150 years. It was so cool. And the weird thing is, the thing that got me about those, I would go in and look at those and I just look at the ads. Some weird stuff, try our new cocaine infused morphine drink. The 1900s were weird. The 1800s were even weirder. That's why, I'm doing this now. Because that's why I'm writing books that have a historical angle to them. That's kind of the thing. And I've literally been doing this video for 20 minutes or something like that. So I wish I could tell how long this video has been going, how long I've been live. It's quite annoying that I can't see. But I suppose I should cut this video short. I don't really have much more to say. I'm working on Stone Sky. I'm working on a bunch of other stuff. Working on Stone Sky today, obviously. I didn't pick these books up for my health. They're heavy. Actually, this one, if I have any trouble in the parking lot, I can solve it pretty quick with this bad boy. Actually, the downtown library is very safe. I've never had a problem here. They recently refurbished the whole library. It's real pretty. It looks really nice, and it's much more inviting than it used to be. It had a very 70s aesthetic thing going for it before, and just didn't really work. It looked like a DMV with bookshelves, but they redid it really nice, and they've got a maker space here now with like 3D printers and stuff and like VR equipment. Not your mother's library, I guess. But I mean, it's awesome. You guys go check out your library. If you're a writer, spend a lot of time in your library. If it's anything like this one, it has rooms you can work in, which is a nice break from doing what I do and sitting in your PJs at the kitchen table or at your desk or working. Get out and get yourself an office for an hour or two. Anywho, I've really enjoyed talking to you guys today, and I hope that this rambling live vlog thing I'm doing is at least entertaining. And probably not, but one can only hope. And I may do another one tomorrow. I'm probably going to be back here tomorrow, maybe earlier. I'm going to try and get here earlier. I had a little bit of a late start today. And by late start, I mean I've been here since noon. But, I'd prefer to be here at like 9. So, but, I hope to do more of these. I like talking directly to the camera, and if you guys want to watch when it comes up, then you can. If you don't, then you don't have to. You can watch it later because it's gonna go up on YouTube anyway. So I guess until next time, learn you something. Go to your library, take a look at the books, find a nice comfy chair to sit in and do some reading, educate yourself. Oh, there was one more thing. The lions outside the New York Public Library, the famous lions. If you were a PBS kid growing up, you may remember a show called Between the Lions. Those lions. There is kind of an urban legend. The lions have names. I cannot remember them off the top of my head. But there's an urban legend about them that they're stone. They're not actual lions. For people who don't know what I'm talking about, they're stone sculptures of lions. But there's this urban legend about them that if anyone leaves the library walking between the lions, that's where they got the title, because you have to walk between the lions going up and down the stairs. And I'm babbling. It's been a long day already. But if anybody leaves and walks past the lions leaving the library without having learned something, the lions will roar in anger. That's the urban legend, that the lions are so committed to everyone who goes into the library learning something, because that's what libraries are for, that they become enraged when that doesn't happen. Not at the person, but at the world, I guess. So go to a library, learn something, keep the lions from roaring. Explore this incredible institution that pretty much every part of our country has, and people just absolutely take for granted. I mean, support your local library, support free education, because that's what a library is. It's free education. I can't really say anything more about it than that. And get to work, write something, read something, be a good person, live a good life, and improve yourself every chance you get. That's all I've got to say for today. If I get bored later, I might do another one of these, but I doubt it. I think this is my video for the day. So I guess until next time, talk to you later.